You guys have won three in a row. What have you liked about your team's play during this stretch?
Yeah, Mark, I think that we've found some consistency on offense. We're shooting the ball a heck of a lot better than we did early in the year. Um, we're shooting at a high percentage, and we're continuing to defend, at a pretty high level since the beginning of the year, and that's kind of gone hand in hand. I thought Saturday, we did a poor job rebounding the ball, but we didn't turn it over very much, and we continued and we shot it, I think, 70% from the field in the second half. So, I'm just looking for consistency in performance. If we can continue to match offensive efficiency with defensive efficiency, we'll be pretty good.
Where did that offensive improvement come from, I guess? What are you doing better now than maybe you were before the stretch?
I think the ball's moving a little bit more. You find an energy in the ball. We got some more body movement, more cutting, more sliding away. Um, I think the development of Ty Johnson has helped us get more shots and has allowed Hunter to play a little less on the ball, a little more off the ball. So he's had a lot more energy late in the game. I thought he dominated the game late in the game Saturday. Juke Harris is developing as a freshman. He's making shots. He didn't necessarily score a lot on Saturday, but played, really good defense. He's got great positional size, and so Cameron Hildreth. I mean, he had 30 points on Saturday. He's a 4-year player. He's a really good player. He's a double-digit scorer in the league for 3 years now. And so I think it's a combination of all those things, and then just playing with confidence and making the shots in the game that they make every day in practice.
Thank you.
I'll go next to Cam Lemons DeBro.
If you mentioned Hunter took over, last 7 minutes of that game, he did the same thing against Syracuse a couple weeks ago. Does it feel like Hunter's taking that next step to becoming that alpha? I know you pushed him a lot for that last year. You think he's taking that next step this year?
I think so. I mean, he understands his role on our team, and I think our players understand um, the type of player that he is. That doesn't mean that he has to shoot every ball at the end of the game. It just presented itself this way. It's good to be able to put the ball in his hands and then let him make decisions. He's made the right decisions, and so he's got a lot of confidence. He always has, but more inner confidence probably than outer confidence as you visually see him. But I could see it in his eyes uh, down on the floor late in the game that, look, man, you're gonna have a hard time guarding me today. And I could just see his confidence oozing. He's a hard guy to guard because he can get to his spot and he can elevate over you, in the lane, or he can shoot threes or he shoot pull ups. And he shoots a high percentage of free throws. So
Uh,
he's a hard guard, and glad he's on our team.
So a follow-up there. I mean, with Hunter taking that next step, how do you see that affecting someone like Juke and someone like Omaha, some guys that, were pretty talented guys in their own right, but say, hey, look, Hunter's breaking out in his own right. This can be you if you keep on the right path.
Yeah, I hadn't really thought about that, to be honest. Don't really care. It's part of being on a team. Those guys, they like each other. They got great chemistry, and Omaha hasn't even practiced in since November, so I don't know how to answer that one. But um, Juke, again, Juke's really emerging, and a lot of it too is just the way he's playing, not just scoring the ball, but he made some really good passes on Saturday, getting in the lane off 2 feet, kicking it out. He's really defending very well, a lot better than he did early. Very physical, can rebound, and so those guys all take joy in each other's success. And so, I mean, yeah, I think that as a young player, and it's a fair question, Cam, as a young player, you should try to emulate the guys that are older than you that are doing it the right way. And I do see Juke hanging with Hunter all the time. And I think that's a really good thing. And Omaha's a great teammate, and he's going to, he's easing his way, back. He'll be more in practice today than he last week. At the end of the week, he was in some non-contact stuff. He'll ease in a little bit more this week. And so, yeah, I think Hunter's a great example, for both of them.
David Teal.
Steve, how encouraging you're on a 3-game winning streak, but 2 of them are on the road.
Yeah. Well, that's big, Dave. As you know, you got to win on the road. It's not something that we were very successful with last year. We had to find ways to win. The one common theme in the Syracuse-Miami game was coming out of the second half, we had 5 fouls against Miami before the first media timeout. And so, and we did the same thing against Syracuse. So we had to go zone. And I thought the zone was it really helped us in this game against Miami. I think from the 15-minute mark to like the 7:30 mark, we played 9 possessions of zone, and we got a kill immediately. Miami only scored 8 points. They attempted 7 threes, made 2. But the most important thing was we forced them into longer possessions. Took time off. They didn't get in the lane. They were getting in there and drawing fouls. And so the only time we really fouled in that whole time frame from 14:47 to 7:29 was in defensive transition in man because we were playing make miss. So there's kind of a common theme there with those 2 wins that we've just kind of had to find a way to win. Maybe playing a little bit different defense, but excited to have 2 road victories.
How much time do you spend practicing zone?
Not enough. We need to rebound better. That really hurt us a little bit. Not as much, a little more going into that game. We did. I need to do it every day. I don't always do that, but it's something that I think I don't want to have to use it every game, but if I have to, we will. And it's not our base defense, but it's something that we need to continue to get better. I thought we did a good job this week of showing them 3 different scenarios that Miami would possibly do against it, and we were prepared, and so there's only so much you can do against a zone like that, and the better we get at it, the more actions we see, the better we'll get at it.
Speaking of defense, what's the best way to guard Maxime right now?
Punt. Can you punt on 3rd down? I don't know. He's a handful. He's very mobile. He's a mover. Not only, obviously he can score inside out. He can, he's quick out of the screen. I noticed he really gets up there in ball screens and he's quick out of it. He's got good hands. I mean, my guess is, got to give him different looks, defensively. He's a really good player. And so we'll get the game plan in this afternoon and practice it and practice it tomorrow, practice it Wednesday, and get ready to play. And, I've got a lot of respect for Kyle and Jim Shaw on his staff. I think those guys are outstanding talent evaluators. They're great developers and players, and they can coach. And so they got a good team. They got a good record. Not only Maxime, but you got Blake's from Duke, and this Sellers kid can really shoot it. And so they're going to present a lot of issues. They play man, they play match. And so we got a lot of things to work on between now and Wednesday.
Steve, thank you. Appreciate it.
All right,
We'll see you soon.
All right.
All right. We've got